Oh man, check. Yeah, no, I'm back on. It's just crazy because shout out to the homie Bryce. He brought it to my attention. He brought some more stuff based off the things that I posted yesterday, in regards to the Anthony Joshua car accident. God bless the dead. His partners that passed away in that tragic event. That it's super ironic, right? If you guys seen the fight that happened a couple weeks ago between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, you knew, like, after Anthony Joshua knocked him out, allegedly broke his jaw, you could see that right after the fight, the Dave Chappelle special came on, right? So if you've seen this, let me bring it up. You can see the joint on my screen right now, I think. But the Dave Chappelle special, like Unstoppable, went live. Crazy special, Dave. It wasn't really like it wasn't really more about jokes. It was just more so like a historical narrative and just critique on life as it is and the hypocrisies of the different things that are kind of going on. One of the things that I found interesting, and like I said before, this special came on directly after the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight. And one of the things that I found super interesting was he had a bit talking about heavyweight fighter and champion of the world, Jack Johnson. If you don't know Jack Johnson, Jack Johnson was a boxer back in the early 1900s that went really crazy. You know what I mean? He was like the first heavyweight champ, like the real one. He was big. He was darkly melanated. You know what I'm saying? And he was just running through people. You know what I mean? And Dave Chappelle just basically talked about how I think Jack Johnson had like just so much audacity because he's basically beating the mess out of like all of these white people at the time, all these pilgrims at the time. And he's messing with white women. He's driving fast cars, and the whole of America, Pilgrim America hated him. They hated him. Didn't want to see somebody that audacious, that big, that strong, and they wanted to take him out. So I think Dave kind of went in. Let me see if I could pull it up, a little bit of it. Let me see what I'm talking. I don't want to get flagged, so I'm gonna turn it down a
Jack
little
Johnson
bit.
defended his title against Jim Jeffries on the 4th of July.
So I guess he fought a guy named Jim Jeffries, who was heavyweight champion of the world, and he was like basically the great white hope. And Jack Johnson was kind of retired. He came out of retirement to fight him because a lot of the pilgrims in America said that he couldn't beat Jim Jeffries.
This is where the phrase, the great white hope, came from. They were dying to find any white man that could put this nigga in his place. I'll tell you what, on the 4th of July, Jim Jeffries was not the guy.
Yeah, so Jack Johnson beat the hell out of Jim Jeffries, right? He beat him, and like pretty relatively easy, like comparable to the Anthony Joshua Jake Paul fight. And oddly enough, right? If you look at Jack Johnson's cause of death, which is right here, and Dave mentioned it very, very eloquently, right? So Jack Johnson died in a car accident in 1946. And he was speeding down a country road, I guess south of the Mason-Dixon south of Mason-Dixon, North Carolina. He struck a utility pole of Franklinton, and he was taken to the closest hospital that accepted black patients, St. Agnes, where he died of his injuries. Although he was, from that era of the, the 40s, 30s, 40s, 20s, 30s, 40s, it's just ironic. He got into a car accident that claimed his life. And to be honest, and it like kind of like a quick segue of what Dave said, it was a part of his bit, was basically like, how fast is speeding in 1946? You know what I'm saying? Like, he ran into a pole doing 20. You dig? Like 30? Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? But, I don't want to joke too much on it. Let me see if this joint say anything. I don't want to get flagged.
Used to be
Only white fighters had that distinction. Not because black fighters...
So, yeah, he just goes a little bit more into the joint, but...
in boxing carried the fight, which means he could have knocked him out in the early rounds.
He could have knocked him out in the early rounds.
He wanted to make it look good.
He could have knocked him out in the early rounds. He didn't want him to die. He wanted to make it look good. What does that sound like? Sounds like Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul.
But when he got sick of it, because back then it wasn't no like 15-round fights. Niggas just fought till they couldn't fight anymore.
Yeah.
When Jack Johnson got bored.
When Jack Johnson got bored, knocked him out. Smooth. What happened with you know, let me see, Anthony Joshua knockout. So yeah, Anthony Joshua, he got bored, and this is what happened. You dig? Like, boom, boom, boom. I gotta like mute it. Like, you see, I just gotta see the end, bro. He knocked him out. He got bored and knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? So, just ironic. Like, look at the parallels.
Put him away with a vicious right hook, and you see
a vicious right hook. He put him away with the vicious right hook. Look, 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 look. He put him away with the vicious right. Yo, you can't. Yo, real life is stranger than fiction. I swear to God. Real life is stranger than fiction. If I'm lying, I'm flying. God strike me down right now, but don't let me see 2026. Fact.
Jeffries and the footage start to fall, but then
they cut the film off
because they didn't want any imagery of this nigga knocking out their hope.
They didn't want any imagery of this nigga knocking out their hope. So, yeah, just a little insight. I haven't seen anybody really call that out. You know what I mean? Shout out to the homie Bryce that brought it to my attention, and it's just crazy, bro. Like, look at the situation we in, bro. Like, it's a carbon copy and paste of this bit that Dave Chappelle's, you know, talked about immediately after the Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight. Jack Johnson died in a car accident in North Carolina. Anthony Joshua could have died in a car accident in Nigeria. His partners passed away, unfortunately. But ran into a parked car. Jack Johnson ran into a pole. Like, it's a lot of parallels, man. It's just weird. You know, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it means. Were they out to get him? Probably. Did they do a little juju? Maybe. Did he not honor his contract and making it, about and actually losing? Possibly, too. But, you know, there's prices to pay in this contract. And there's a deeper, darker side to this entertainment business that I think a lot of people turn a blind eye to. It gets hinted at a lot in music. It gets hinted a lot in art. If you could kind of decipher and decode what artists are saying, it's there. Like, they leave the breadcrumbs there. I don't think they could outright say it, but the breadcrumbs are there. But I don't know. It's just something to think about. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. 80-piece Studios across TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and everything else. Holla at me.